All right, hello everyone, it's Robert again. As you probably saw in the quick start a few minutes ago, I was talking about how DocuSign has an issue with the sample watermark showing up on a couple of different documents. I wanted to demonstrate for you here exactly what's happening and how we can absolutely, I promise you this time, I know I promised last time, but I'm going to show you now exactly what's happening and how to avoid it. All right, so here we have a contact up on the screen here. Aaron, you were the first one in my database, so I'm going to go ahead and use you here. If I come down here to the opportunities area inside of a contact, I'm going to create a brand new opportunity, and I want to show you exactly how the problem is happening and how to avoid the problem. Okay, so here we are creating an opportunity, and I'm going to say that this is a listing opportunity. I'm not going to change anything on the dialog box here. I'm just going to go ahead and put a commission rate to be able to create the opportunity. So here's my brand new opportunity. I'll come down to here to get to it. This is the one I just created. And by the way, I did this a test a few minutes ago before I'm recording this video just to show you, but I'm going to start a brand new one and give you the absolute be-all, end-all solution. So here we are. This is the one I just created. I'll go ahead and open this opportunity up. Now, when I open the opportunity, you'll notice that as a listing, it's asking me for a listing detail, listing information about the property, okay? That property information is going to be information that's going to populate in all forms, but I'm not going to fill it out now. So for those of you who said in the comments, and I totally understand what you're saying and agree with you, you said, Robert, I've done this. I've created all of my DocuSign rooms from within command, and I'm still seeing the sample. Yep, I totally agree. So here, I'm not going to change anything. I'm not going to tweak anything. Not going to do anything. I'm just going to go to the documents area, and I'm not even going to add a checklist. Okay, I'm just going to show you exactly what was probably happening in your world. I'll click Start a Transaction, and I'll click on DocuSign. So DocuSign is going to load up. Now, I've already logged into DocuSign, so it just went directly in here. Otherwise, if this is the first time in that you've been in here for the day, you'll see the login screen. So here we are. I'm not going to touch anything. I'm just going to go right to the Add Documents. I'm going to click on the DocuSign form here, add the document. And the wire fraud one is the one that keeps on showing up the most. So I'm going to go ahead and find the wire fraud form. And here it is. And when I do the search, I'll go ahead and click wire fraud. Nothing special. Click Add Selected. Now, initially when it adds up, the thumbnail doesn't show up. It's kind of still loading. If I bounced around, it would do it. So all I'm going to do is refresh the page. And when I do that, you can see, as expected, Robert, I created it from command, and I still see the sample. Absolutely, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to open up this sample document and just look at it for editing as if we were going to fill it out. And in this editor window, we don't see the word sample. And you think to yourself, well, why does it show it on the thumbnail and not here? Well, this is just an editor, and that's why we're seeing it without any word sample. What's happening here is that this document has no added data, no form data has been added to this document. So if I slide down through here, we've got the signature fields, which are going to be added at the envelope level. They're not here. The address information, where it says optional room property location address, this here is where the state and the address of the property loads in. You keep on going down through here, and that's it. The wire fraud thing has really one piece of information in here that is going to be pre-populated from DocuSign, the details area, which is populated from command in the details area. Okay? So yes, there's nothing on this document right now, so that's why we see the word sample. I'll go ahead and close it without touching it, and there it is. I'll refresh it to show it to you again. There it is, the word sample. Now let's watch it disappear, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and click on sample, the wire fraud alert here, open it up, and I'm going to slide down to the bottom, and I'm just going to do one tiny edit. I'm going to go down here into the state field, and I'm going to type in New Hampshire, NH, and I'll save and close. So what's happening is now that there is data on the form, when it comes back to the page here, I'll refresh this. And after refreshing it, you can see that the sample text is now gone. The watermark is now gone. And the reason the watermark is gone is, I'll open it up once again and show you, is that the text inside the fields of in this case, just the state field, because we've added content to the form. It's no longer blank. That's when we can have that. Now, if you needed to print this form, this DocuSign form out because you were going to be using it, remember, you will need to have something added to the form so that it is not blank. That's the key here, and that's why the sample is actually showing up. Is it right that it's done this way? No, I'm not going to defend this, but I am going to show you that we can avoid this. Now, I'm going to go ahead and close this, and I'm going to go ahead now and close not only the document here, but I'm going to close DocuSign, all right? And I'm going to go back, and I'm going to forget this transaction. I'm going to go back to Aaron, and I'm going to create a new DocuSign room from a new opportunity. And I want to show you why I never see this sample when I'm doing it in the classes and everything. So let me show you how we can avoid it from the very beginning, okay? So I'm going to go to my opportunities area here. I'm going to create a brand new opportunity. The only thing I'm going to change here is the name, and I'm going to put in no sample just so that you can see which one I'm looking at when I go here. So I'll put in no sample as the name of this thing. Same thing, I'll put in 3%, and I'll create it. Now here's where things get a little bit different. So I'll come down to this no sample and the opportunities area. I'll open this no sample. Before I create the room, this is a listing. So in this case, it's really easy, okay? There's no ambiguity here. So with this being a listing, I'm pretty much going to know the listing. Let me go a little slower there. I'm going to know the listing that is going to be for this opportunity. So I'm going to click on Select from Listings. When I click on Select from Listings, I don't have any personal listings myself, so I'll just do Show All Listings, and it does not matter which listing you pick, as long as there is something in this address field somewhere here. So I'll pick, I don't know, Poplar Street. So I'll click on Select. It loads the listing into the listing slot here, okay? Now, that's the only difference from the first time that I did this. Now I'll go over to the Documents area. Same thing, I'm not even going to bother with a checklist. I'll keep things exactly the same as I did before so I can show it to you. Click on DocuSign. It's going to create the room for me. I'll go in, wait for it to do its little thingamajig. So again, not touching anything. I want to show this to you as is. I'll click Add, and I'll click on DocuSign Forms, the exact same form, the wire fraud, and we'll bring that in here, and we'll click Add Selected. Okay. Same thing, we have the little thumbnail here that doesn't show the image. I'll click on the refresh button. No word sample. Okay, I'll do it again. I'll refresh it for you here. No sample. I'll click on this to open it up. The difference is that the field in the opportunity that contained the address of Poplar Street in Coralville, wherever, North Carolina, I'm not even sure where it was. This field is now populating from command. And because there's data in here, it's not seeing it as a blank form. Let me save and close this. I didn't touch any of this. I just showed it to you as is. So I'll come back over here. And I'm going to go to the Details tab now to show you that because we added from the MLS, we added an address inside of command. That address transferred over to DocuSign into the DocuSign room, and the room now has the address of that property. Remember, this sample thing only impacts documents that have no other data on them that have been populated. So the other documents that you load in here, if you see the word sample, they're probably in the same circumstance where they don't have data that's populated on them. So your options are, one, to complete the listing information. And for those of you that are saying, well, what about buying positions or opportunities? The same thing applies. The difference is you won't pull it from listing, you'll pull it from the property field over here on the right-hand side. You'll just use the property search dialog box to load that property. So either way works. Just as long as you have property data or something, in this case, that's the easiest way to do it, is property data. Then I promise you, as shown here, the data that will come from command will populate in these forms and you won't see the sample. Again, finishing this out, if it's something I want you to understand, I don't think this is the right way to go. I get it, but it's a workaround. You can either manually go into the document in DocuSign if you see the word sample and add something at the bottom of the screen. And by the way, this is coming from KWRI in Texas yesterday. You can come down here and put in just the state or whatever you want down in here. Just as long as there's something on the form, the words sample will disappear. Okay, I'll stop beating this horse. If you have any questions about this, feel free to reach out to me and I can walk you through this and I can show it to you on your machine, on your systems. All right, that's it for now, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.